Shooter ready.
Yep.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Shooter Are You Ready podcast. My name is Jamie, Midwest Savage to some, Jamie to people who know me on a handshake level. And with me, as always, mostly 98% of the time, my guy Paul.
I try my best.
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
It's hard when it's thrown back in my face.
Yeah. That's a good saying. I like it. I've been using it lately. So, Paul, been a while. You've been busy. I've been busy.
Somehow. Well, I understand why you've been busy.
Yes.
Because it's like the worst weather season for us up here. You're working outside, keeping the power on, keeping all those people
Doing
who
God's work.
are on oxygen. I never knew that so
Everybody-
many people were on oxygen.
Everybody knows somebody. There's at least one person on every street on oxygen, or there's newborn babies on every street of every neighborhood in every city. I found that out.
I'm going to ask a really, really dumb question.
Hit me.
When somebody says, "Hey, I'm on oxygen,"
Yes.
I see them in my mind as having an oxygen tank that they move around.
Right.
How does having power impact your ability to use that oxygen tank?
I don't think it does. I think some people have now they have like these weird oxygen tanks where they're like little. That's not like the
Not like a
tradi-
CPAP machine.
It's not like the traditional tank you and I are used to, like the old man
Okay.
dragging the tank, like just the
Yeah.
raw green tank. It's more of
Yeah.
like a little gizmo that you put a tank in, and it like powers the oxygen, like pushes it into your, little nasal thing you wear.
because
I
it's
think that's what that's all about. But like,
interesting.
because everybody's like, my grandmother's on oxygen, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I don't really.
Like
don't really
you're
know how
telling
that
me when they
impacts us.
came up with this oxygen machine, there was no thought. What do we do if there's no power? Well, then grandma's gonna die.
Yeah, it would be like if you had to plug your pacemaker into a 12 volt.
Yeah. And then another one that kills me is like in the middle of summer when people lose power if there's a storm and it's like hot, it's humid as shit out. One time, a couple years ago, I remember this dude comes outside. He's like, it's like 90 something degrees outside. He's like, my mother's in the house. It's hot in there. And then the dude I was working with was like, well, put her in your car, dude. I don't know what you want me to do. Turn the air on.
Yeah, drive to a movie theater.
Yeah. Like go to the
Like-
library, read a book.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it sucks. I mean, I'm sure most of the people listening right now have known what it is like to not be able to flip a switch and your lights come on. You're like, oh, what the hell? We don't have no power. Either there's a bad storm, there's routine maintenance, or you're just a piece of shit who don't pay your bill on time. Three
Yeah,
scenarios.
but like at some point, just don't be a victim where it's just like, oh, the power's out. I really need power.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like I'm going to go get a hotel room.
Yeah, you either get it. I mean, and some people are like, I don't have money for a hotel room. That's cool. I get it.
Yeah.
Open your windows, pull out a book, a board game. People have survived many a year without the luxury of air conditioning and power.
Man. So I was traveling last week,
Yes, you were.
traveling with a 9-year-old.
There you
Not
go.
my kid, but my nephew. I don't have any children.
You're a cool uncle.
And I am. Uncle
I bet
Raider,
you are.
actual, right here.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm kind of a hard ass, actually.
There you
So
go.
we went on this family cruise and we were doing some snorkeling
There you go.
at one of the stops, and he didn't want to get in the water.
I
and
respect that. I'm
I
not
was-
a water man myself.
So I'm down in the water, and he's like, "No, I don't want to jump in. I don't want to jump in. I don't want to jump in." And the rest of my family's up on the boat with him. I was like, "Just throw him in." Like if it was me up
There
there,
you
I
go.
would have just picked him up and just tossed him in.
Sink or swim, dude. Sink or swim.
He was wearing a life jacket. It
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
like
Throw-
he doesn't
throw
know
him
how to
right
swim
in.
or anything like that. Like just hork him in here. Like I was a lifeguard for a long time, and I can remember we would do a like boater safety day kind of at the end of a 2-week session, which to me was really, really important because especially kind of where we're at, like the chances that you're going to get invited, somebody you know is going to have a boat someday in your life.
Oh, yeah.
And, the chances that you're going to get invited out there, if you're not an asshole, are probably pretty high. And, hey, here's how you put a life jacket on. Here's how you, get into a pool. you know, or like step off the side, like jump in safely with the life jacket. It's going to ride up on you a little bit. I remember this one girl was like, I don't want to get in. I don't want to do this. I'd had a long day. I just picked her up and just tossed her in there. I was like,
There you go.
we're done with this. Did get a complaint from the family on that one,
Eh.
but she probably will thank me later, or, you know, if not, at least appreciate it for a little bit.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But traveling with a 9-year-old, people are just not okay with like not doing things all the time. It's like you forgot to charge your iPad. Okay, then you don't have an iPad.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why. Like I'm sitting there in the Detroit airport. Somebody comes over. I'm by the one plug in the entire airport that you need to charge your iPad for this 45-minute flight on. Look out the window.
Yeah, right.
Don't
Take a nap.
Yeah, I don't understand this constant, and it's not like and this isn't on kids. This is just on everybody. Where it's like, hey, it's okay to.
Well, the iPad is like the
just
new
think about
pacifier.
stuff.
You know, the new blankie.
But I don't blame the kids for that. It's like a 9-year-old's not going out there with his milk money and saying, I'm buying an iPad. Somebody has to hand him an iPad.
Yeah, true.
And I understand that it's probably a lot easier to just hand it to him. I mean, I don't want to hear about like the latest and greatest in diesel train technology from my nephew. I've had that conversation too many times, but
Nice.
I'd rather talk to him about that than have to hear Cocomelon going on in the background,
Yeah.
or you know, Mr. Beast or his ilk or whatever is going on there.
Yeah.
Also, when did we break down as a society? I honestly think it's when they got rid of the headphone jack and phones. But when now people are just
Dude.
like, I can just listen to things loud and in public,
Oh.
and people should be fine with this.
Forget about it, dude. I was just at the doctor with the old lady a couple weeks ago, and we're sitting in the waiting room, you know, just waiting. And then there's like this older gentleman, his obese partner, and like a small dirty child, right?
Mhm.
Just like face dirty,
Mhm.
dirty child. And then he's just running around, you know. I mean, he was little, 3-ish, you know. I don't fault him for being a dirty child. He's a child.
Right.
But like, wipe your kid's face off in the parking lot. What something.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Dap them up at the edges.
dude, something. Hit him with a wet wipe, you know, or just like give him the like spit on the shirt and just wipe his cheek,
Yeah.
whatever. Anyway,
we're
so
in
this
public.
kid's running around, you know, and I'm like looking at him, giving him the wave, making goofy faces, you know, flipping him off, doing things I do to little kids in public. But then his dad's like, "Come here, you wanna play the game? You wanna play the game?" And you know, dad whips out the phone, and this little kid comes over, and this dude had his phone turned up to 11 in this waiting room. I'm like, I'm looking at the old lady, I'm like, is this dude serious? I mean, it was loud as hell. And I'm like, reasonable volume, like maybe for like the respect of other people here.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was loud. And I'm like, what the hell? And speaking of, I just realized when I got my new phone last year, there was no headphone jack. That blew my
Mhm.
mind. Because I like went to plug in like my aux cord into my work truck to listen to music.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, oh, I got this stupid cover on here. It's covering my headphone jack. I took the cover off and I'm like, oh, there is no headphone jack. They just
And
assume everything is Bluetooth now.
And I think that everybody said the reason originally given for removing the headphone jack was like, ooh, we can make phones like even thinner. This
That-
is
that
you
headphone
can, you
jack's not
can
that
get
big,
one
dude.
in there. Yeah. I like same thing with like laptops. Like, why can't you get one USB port? One? Really?
Mine has a couple, I think. 2.
I think mine's got 2. Yeah, it's not that many. And then they want you, oh, well, use splitters and get dongles and all this kind of shit.
You know, it's weird. I
want something
might
hefty.
yeah, I might date myself here. I don't know about your laptop, but I just bought one, I think almost 2 years ago. There's no like disk drive on it. Is that like not
Yeah.
a thing anymore?
No.
Yeah, that's weird. And actually, my mom just bought me one for Christmas. I have an external one that plugs into a USB port. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't ask for it, but I'll accept it. Because like my computer now, there's no disk drive on here.
Mine doesn't have one either.
Yeah.
The one thing too that I really miss is like where you would have where you could take out like the SD cards for
Yeah.
like GoPros and cameras and things like that. And then you'd have like a little slot for those as well.
I have one for an SD, not a micro SD. And so I always have to use the adapter.
I've got like a USB like like port thing where then
Yeah.
you can put like a bunch of them in there and then try to get the data off that way.
Interesting.
I think that works a little bit better than just like plugging the GoPro in directly.
Paul, we're getting old. Times are changing. Technology's moving too fast.
They are, and I think that Bluetooth is also probably now pretty good.
Yeah.
Like when Bluetooth first came out, it was
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
you couldn't be more than
not
3 feet from the device.
yeah, it was
Like
not
you had to
there.
hold your phone up to your headphones to keep it synced up.
Yeah,
Like, this
yeah.
is nice.
But I do think that where now it's like, oh, everything's wireless and everything's great, but now everything needs a charger.
Yeah.
And if you're somebody who's not very good at remembering to plug your stuff in at night,
Yeah.
then all of a sudden my headphones are dead and I can't listen to music, but I still want to listen to music in public and I'm going to ruin everybody's time.
I will say, I'm not an Apple man. I do own an iPad,
Mhm.
but I'm very happy that they went to like, hey, everybody's using these C chargers. Can we go away from the lightning thing and just
Well, the reason they did that is because the European Union passed a law where they were like, yeah, you just stop doing this shit. Like, we're
Good.
going to get this standardized, which
yeah,
I think is a good thing.
yeah.
It's like the power cable on the back of your desktop. Like that power cable is standardized where you can use that same cable, whether it's for like your monitors or
Good.
your PC. Like there's just,
It's
there
ridiculous.
should just be like standard, like
You remember the
USB-C,
early days
stuff
of
like that.
cell phones?
Yeah.
Like how there was like 5 different chargers? It was insane.
Because there was micro USB, there was like another USB,
And then there was like the big flat thing with the clips on the sides.
Yep,
and-
yep,
yeah, they're
yep.
like
and everybody
nowadays.
tried to be different.
Yeah, nowadays you can look at the guy sitting next to you in the car and be like, "Hey, can I borrow your charger?" Oh yeah, here. Bloop.
Yep.
9 out of 10 times you're good.
And everything's
Don't try that in the early 2000s, my friend. That was not happening.
One more kind of, I think, ilk on society has been FaceTime.
Yeah.
So many people FaceTime people in public. And to me, that is just absolute insanity. Like, I can't believe that you would, like, calls are one thing.
Yeah.
But now you're going to FaceTime somebody in public?
Dude, all right, look. I love my guy Tommy, right? He's my guy,
Mhm.
right? My buddy. My bro. My foreign brother from another mother. This dude does not make phone calls.
No,
I don't
it's the
know.
FaceTime.
Dude, always. It's always a video call with Tommy. I called him the other day and he called me back like 20, 30 minutes later. And the first thing he said, I was like, oh, look, Tommy's calling me back. I answered the
Mhm.
phone. He's like, this is weird. I can't see your face. And I was like, no, this is how we do it. Like, it's just a normal phone call. Like, we can do this. And he's like, I don't like it. It's weird. And I was like, okay, whatever. But like, it's always a video call. Always.
Which part of me I can definitely understand. But like in public, so we were on dinner at this on this cruise, and there was a table of 4 kind of older women, all on individual FaceTime
Oh
calls.
no, dude. Not during dinner.
Who are you talking to?
Not during dinner.
I just don't understand that. And they're all at the same table, and they're just like, I just don't know who you're trying to connect to that much
Yeah.
that you can't punch out for like a week or something like that. But
Yeah, it's getting weird. It's more and more like years ago I used to make the joke when my kids saw the movie Wall-E. Like, that's how everybody's gonna turn out in the future. And it is more and more leaning towards the Wall-E society.
well, I also just feel like people are less considerate of like their surroundings in some ways,
yeah.
where it's just like, I'm going to take up as much space as I need to. Fuck you.
Oh,
And it's
dude,
like,
forget about it.
we're in public. Like,
Those are the
yeah,
same
I
sons of
get it,
bitches
but
that don't return carts. Paul, do you return your cart?
always. And I
Fucking
read
A.
an interesting book on that where it was essentially like, this is like the base level litmus test for
Yeah.
like a functional society.
I think
Where
it's
it's
because
like
I
if
used
people
to.
return their cards.
I think it was because back in my day, in my younger years, I was a bag boy / cart wrangler /
Mhm.
stalker / whatever they needed me to do.
Mhm.
And I think I returned carts because I used to pick up carts.
For me,
And plus, I'm not a piece of shit.
yeah, for me, it's literally just like I like having carts at the front of the store, and to have carts at the front of the store, you have to return them in some ways.
Forget about it.
But also, it's like it's nothing off you.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
get your steps in.
Yeah, Yeah.
Dude, it was so bad. Like the grocery store I worked at. We got to get back on topic here, but anyways.
Well, I was going to equate returning the cart to pasting targets,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
where
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah. If you don't
hey,
paste, you're the type of guy who just leaves your cart next to your car.
yeah,
Some piece of shit.
and it's one of those where it's like you want the cart to be there, you want the stage to be paced, and you want the match to run well, but you have to actively participate in that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just kind of all falls apart a little bit.
Damn right. Damn
Um,
right. And like
there was
like I was the grocery store I worked at was in like a plaza. I guess that's the fancy name for a strip mall. I guess maybe. I don't know, but it's like a huge building with a bunch of little businesses in it. One of them was a grocery store I worked at. And there was times when they're like end of the night, you know, 9 o'clock when we're closing down. Hey Jamie, go get all the carts. There'd be a cart all the way across the damn parking lot. And so 16-year-old Jamie, I was like, I'm not walking all the way over there. I would get in my car and grab that cart with my left hand and drive back to the grocery store with it.
But I do think that it just kind of goes to show like how lazy you can still be while still kind of like helping.
Hey, it was faster. It
Yeah.
it wasn't lazy. It was
Efficient?
you know, yeah, there you go. See, I'm not good with words. Thank God you're here,
Yeah.
Paul.
Yeah.
I'd still be humming and thinking about that one. But
So, we've shot a couple matches recently, actually. You wanna
yes,
do
I was
kind of
actually
some
going to
quick
talk about what
rundowns
I
on
did,
those?
and I want to talk about what you're doing tomorrow night, actually.
Well,
right?
and then tomorrow night,
Oh,
and
and you shot a
then
match
I
too.
had
Yeah.
another one over in Minnesota the other week.
Yours was first. Let's talk about you.
Yeah, so this was I should probably pull a practice score here, not because I did super well, but I want to make sure I get the name right. So this was AT3 Tactical Cold War Carbine presented by Obsidian Arms. So it was in Forest Lake,
gentlemen.
Minnesota.
Thank you.
Number one, the range was fantastic.
Nice. I love a good
Like,
range.
It was super clean. It was well put together.
Garbage cans at every bay.
Yep, garbage
There you
cans at
go.
every bay. Weather was probably on the colder side, probably
Okay.
high 30s, but it was on a Sunday, which
Right.
I think I kind of like having a match on a Sunday if you're going to have a one-day match, because then it's like I can drive in on Saturday, shoot the match Sunday, and then I just cannonballed home with John, Big John,
Big John.
on Sunday.
He's now averagely big size John.
He is.
Averagely big size John.
I think he just
Congratulations to you, averagely big size John. Dude's just
He texted me the other day, and I think he's done
Looking
105. He's
amazing.
down 105 pounds since
sheesh.
AK Masters of 2025,
And look,
which is huge.
I'm not knocking John as a big man, still handsome, right? But when he just sent me that video with the watch the other day, I was like, look at Big John. Look at this son of a bitch slimming down.
And he's kind of
making new notches in the belt.
He's kind of done it through like sheer force of will as well, where he's just like, I've got like 1,200 calories, and he sticks to it. Like he really does.
Insane.
So
1,200. That's not even a sandwich from fucking Jimmy John's, dude.
I know. So I mean, when I kind of like to surround myself with people who have qualities that I am either see myself in lacking or that I'm envious of. And
Why do you hang around me?
Hey, there are some that are out there, but now that you're fishing for compliments, I'm not going to give you one.
Well, no, I'm not fishing, but like,
I'm
not that great. I'm not
I'm
great at all.
I've
really.
been around the block.
normal guy.
I know where we're going with this one. But John's sheer determination is something that I'm definitely
it's
envious
amazing.
of. But shot it with him. But John was kind of shooting he was shooting kind of a really tricked out rifle. The big unrivaled break up front, JP silent springs, a tunable gas, everything like that. Had a lot of light primer strikes. So kind of a rough day for him. I was shooting AK irons. So I went out and I've got it's a Romanian parts kit gun put together by PSA. So it's pretty good, kind of like overall, we'll call it build construction.
Okay.
But it kind of has those PSA problems where it is, the non-swell neck rivets and everything like that. M13 has a service, and I'm waiting for their website to get updated, but they kind of do it where it's like, hey, we're going to kind of like unfuck kind of all the stuff that goes around with your PSA rifles.
Nice.
And this is a good enough parts kit build that I think that I kind of want to do that. So I mean, I bog stock. I mean, aside from a sticker that's
Right.
on here.
Okay.
But one of the things that I was testing out with this one, and then the Krebs safety I also added. I mean, that's kind of like if you're going to get an AK, you got to put one on.
It's like the first up. It's the first easiest and cheapest upgrade you can do.
Yeah, and like it's such like a good quality of life update. There were a couple of people who had other extended safeties that were at this match, and it was kind of like one was a Meridian, and then I forget what the other ones were, but I was kind of playing around with them, and they're just not in the right place. Maybe if like you had different hands than mine, they would be. But like for the Krebs, it's literally just like exactly where I want it to be.
Yeah.
So the only thing, so I bought this used, and it does have a couple of upgrades. One being an ALG trigger, which I'm kind of not a trigger snob, so I kind of don't really care. But it's still a nice trigger. And then the other thing is an ALG mainspring.
Yeah.
And that is one thing that I wasn't sure if I was going to like or not, because it really does stiffen up the gun a ton. But I shot in irons. I wound up getting second in the division.
Sheesh, you go Paul.
I want to say there were 16 people there. The match to me.
Wait a minute, 16 total?
16 total in the division. There was 100. There was 116 people at the match.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, what the hell?
I would say that the stages were like PCSL stages, so there were like kind of I would say a lot shorter. So shooting irons really wasn't that big of a detriment. And then for the longer stages, the smallest target was an 8-inch piece of steel at like 75 yards, which I went prone off the bipod for that one just because I was having a little bit of a crisis of confidence, and I was able to smoke this.
Nice.
But from a zeroing standpoint, John and I went out and really just kind of got like a rough zero for this. Like wasn't really driving tax or anything, but everything went where I wanted it to. So I shot
that's all that matters, bro.
Yeah, I shot a really, really clean match. Probably the only criticism that I have for the match is that it's the same thing that Mitten State kind of suffers for, where they're like, hey, we've got an AK division, we've got an AR open division, and then we have a clone correct division and an AR irons division.
Yeah.
And it was like 90% of people shot in the AR open division.
Right.
And then there was like only a couple of people in the clone correct division. And then AR irons actually had less than AK irons, which was very surprising to me. So for a match that's titled Cold War Carbine, I think I just expected a little bit more like Gordies and A2s, 733s, like, kind of some of those like lethal weapons, weapons. And really all I got was kind of like a lot more like 3-gun ARs. There was a couple, but like there were a couple Galils that were out there, like Galil Aces. The person who placed first in AK irons, he was shooting a Galil, the ARN. So the older one with kind of like the wood handguard and everything like that, but he took his bipod off. I was pretty close to him. I think I was 89% of overall score. But next year they said they're going to make it a 2-day match.
Oh,
and
nice.
one thing that I really liked actually about the match, that just setting this down here quick, it was 8 stages in one day. Now 2 of the stages were kind of bullshit stages, I'll say, where it was like 3 targets and then 3 positions. And then you had like, 15 shots on each of the targets or whatever it was. And those just went by quick. But we got 8 stages done in one day. If you go and you say, hey, we're going to make this 2 days and it's going to be 4 stages a day, I don't think that the stages were necessarily interesting enough to warrant, like that much time investment. But it's definitely a match that I'm thinking that I'm going to go back to next year. It was self-RO'd, but they said that they're going to have staff next year. Vendor table was pretty fed. They had a lot of sponsors, and a lot of those sponsors actually came out and shot the match, which I thought was pretty cool. But I mean, otherwise, like, I don't think that this is necessarily like a must shoot, but if you're in the Midwest, I would definitely give it a shot checking it out. If only for the range alone.
Is there, the range was nice. We got that. Is there any stage that sticks out to you as, oh, this is interesting?
Yeah, so they had one bay that really kind of had like a funnel aspect to it where there's really only one way that you could have done it. So they had two, it was a 100 yard bay, but they had like two berms at like 25 yards in.
Okay.
And you started out and they kind of had like 8 or 10 targets on the two inner close berms, and you kind of shot your way through that. And then you got kind of out to kind of the wider 100 yard bay. And then you engaged some steel down at the end of the bay. I thought it was a good use of the space. There is a video of me shooting it up on my Instagram account if anybody's curious as to what that actually looked like. But that was probably the best use of the space that was out there. But then they had like a true 270 bay where it was almost like 360 degrees, and they just didn't use that. So I thought that was a missed opportunity to do something very interesting in there. And then their other 100 yard bay was just like 4 pieces of steel, 2 shooting positions, and 2 pieces of paper, which I also thought was kind of a miss there. One issue that I'm kind of finding, especially in the Midwest, is that there's not that many like rifle ranges.
Right.
Like there's a lot where it's like, hey, we have a 100 yard bay, and then we've got a bunch of like 25 because USPSA has kind of come in and given us a lot of money. So it's kind of beggars, choosers, and I as an issue, where it's just like, hey, that's just kind of like what we're going to get around here. But since that's the case, I think running something with like a shorter barrel or like a more traditional style like AKM, I think I might have been a little bit more successful with on this one.
Nice. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it was a great time. So it was myself, John, Scott, the sketchy lefty, Ben, and Sam, and then we also met a couple other people over there. So we got a pretty big group over there. We weren't all on the same squad, which was unfortunate.
Right.
But in my squad, there was a guy that was shooting a PPSH 41 in 7.62 Toke, and he actually did a great job with that. I was very impressed, actually. Sometimes you see some of those guys pull out some of those more esoteric, like older guns, and it's like, is he going to shoot me? Like maybe safety isn't quite there. But he really fought through a lot of malfunctions and jams and put up some really good times in PCC.
Good.
And like for his 100 yard shots, he was like, where do you think I should hold? And I was like, I think you should just like align your sights and put it in the center of the target. And that's what he did. And it turned out really, really good. He was running a drum, which I thought was fantastic as well.
Oh, yeah.
Other cool guns that were potentially there. This was another weird thing to me. People were coming up to me and they were like, I can't believe you brought an RPK out here. That is so cool. I was like, I don't necessarily think of these things as necessarily that special and or rare. But people were like excited to see an RPK. And I think the RPK is having a little bit of a moment right now. I know that Bolts and Holes, he's got some pretty good RPK content that's out there, especially when it comes to like the FRT space. And then there are some other folks that have been seeing kind of out and around that we're friends with, where they're like, oh yeah, like I found this RPK, or I know Zastava's bringing in some of their RPKs. I'm not as big a fan of theirs, only because the stock isn't quite the vibe, but I'm sure that they're fine rifles. But I was just kind of surprised when people were like, oh my God, you brought an RPK, because it's not like I brought out like an M76 or an AR 180, something where it's like, this is super unique, where it's like, man, you're probably not going to see this at matches because they're too valuable. It's like, hey, this is still at the end of the day kind of a PSA gun. Like I didn't really spend that much money on it in the grand scheme of things. So like cool that people were into it, but also just kind of a little surprising that people were shocked that it was there.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it is an interesting gun if you're never, I've seen and shot a couple. So like if I see one, I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But then there's like the, guns I haven't seen or shot a lot of where I'd be like, oh my God, look at that thing right over there.
Yeah.
So everybody has their taste and things that they're used to and not used to. So I get that. But I'm glad you had a good time. I was supposed to go with you. I bailed on you to shoot something different. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you had another man. This is one of we shot a lot of matches last year.
Yeah.
And I think we've talked about this before too, where it's like, do you go for like a quality over quantity?
Right.
or is like everything an opportunity no matter what it is? And I think we both kind of arrived at like, hey, you have a limited amount of time,
Yeah.
and probably quality is a little bit better than quantity.
Yeah.
So and
Yeah,
also
I bailed on the burning a vacation day and doing something. I still took half a vacation day, but it was still a
So
lot.
was
I didn't have to get a hotel. It was closer to home.
describe kind of the match that you went and shot, because I've got
Okay.
a couple of questions there.
Okay, Paul. I traveled to the center, well, not the center-ish of Illinois, south of me, in Illinois, to the Aurora Sportsman's Club Cornfield Crucible. Is that how you say it, right? Crucible.
You got it.
The Cornfield Crucible, which is basically, after I described it to my boss, he said that sounds like some asshole that came up with this match does CrossFit and he wanted everybody else to do it. And I just stopped and thought about it. I was like, yes, that's almost exactly what it was. Because it was like every stage was something. Not every stage. I think, how many stages did we do? I think there was 6 stages. I'm trying to think now. Let me look at my practice score. I had it pulled up. But regardless, I think every stage I ran, except for 2, was pretty physically. 6 stages, yeah. So I'd say 4 of them were pretty physical. 2 of them were not terrible.
6 stages one day?
Yes.
Okay.
And actually, it went pretty damn smooth. Like, I know there's been some hiccups with certain events, where like you're there for a while and waiting forever for the next stage. But I think we started at 9, and I think I took off out of there at like 2.
Okay, that's not bad.
No.
For 6 stages.
No. And it was intense. There were some stages there where it just beat the shit out of you, to where you're like, oh my God, it's over. And then there was other stages where you're like, all right, that was pretty cool.
So what was like the most physically demanding stage, and then what was one where you were like, oh, this is really unique and I've never really shot something like this before?
I'll break down. Okay, the really unique thing was cool. This was a really cool stage. One of them was you start passing. I shot video of all these stages. I'm probably gonna do like a talking show and tell video and just put it out next week for my channel. But one stage was pretty cool because like you start off passenger seat of a vehicle, pistol on the dashboard, rifle in the back seat behind you.
Okay.
And this was all 2-gun.
Okay.
For the most part, it was all 2-gun. And so when beep goes off, there's already a hole, about a 6-8 inch hole in the windshield, and you have to shoot steel targets through that hole. I mean, if you clip it, they're not gonna yell at you. It's a broken windshield anyways.
Okay, so that was going to be my next question, because I have shot some matches where it's like they cut a hole in the windshield and then they're like, but if you touch the windshield, that's when it becomes a problem.
Well, I'm sure like if you clipped it, they're not going to scream at you, but if you're constantly just blasting new holes through the windshield, they'd probably be like, okay, stop. Like, what the fuck, dude? We told you the rules.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you start off, I think it was 4 steel targets, probably 15, 20-ish yards in front of you. Okay. And you have to do like left to right, like 1, 2, 3, 4, go back to the left, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And you drop the mag and shoot the other target one time just to clear your pistol. Because then after you do that, put your pistol in your holster, get out of the car, get your rifle, and then there's like another set of 4 steel targets behind this vehicle. You do the same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, drop the mag, 1. And then you pick up a 40, 50-pound duffel bag. I don't remember how much it was.
Right.
And then you run to the shoot house, which is just like it sounds. It's a house that they built where you can shoot live rounds off all in that thing, because all the walls have that bulletproof shit all over them. And then you just take this bag and you have to keep the bag, like carry it either in your one hand if you're a brute son of a bitch, or over your shoulder like I did. And then you load your pistol up and you run through this house and clear all the rooms in this house. And that was the stage. And it was actually pretty fun. Never ran through the shoot house there before. So that was pretty interesting.
Was the shoot house pretty apparent, like the route that they wanted you to take, or was it kind of like open-ended?
It was like, it's like a hallway, and best to my memory, I'm sure if I watch the video, I'm completely wrong, but it's like a hallway with probably 3 rooms on each side that I can think of, maybe.
Mhm.
But like the whole time, there's an RO with his hand on your shoulder, and he's like, room to the left, and you'd go to the room to the left, clear it, and then he'd like be out of the room when you exit the room, and then he'd be like,
Yeah.
go that way to the right. You'd go down there, go to the room to the right, and it, like, shit was sectioned off with like caution tape. There was like certain rooms you could obviously go in and ones you couldn't go
Yeah.
in, but he kind of walked you
Was
through
it was it kind of a floating 180 in a way where it was like, hey, when you're coming out of the room, did you have to like come in backwards? Just like make sure that you're not flagging anybody, or was it kind of like, hey, the house is essentially like you enter, like that is your 180, so just kind of like keep it pointed that way when you're moving
For the
throughout
most part,
house?
yeah. Like when you enter, it's just kind of keep your gun pointing towards the way you're facing. Don't
Okay.
spin around with it.
Yeah,
I mean, it was, and like I said, by the time you realized you cleared the room and you looked over your shoulder, that RO was already out of the room and like 2 steps back in the doorway.
gotcha.
But that was an interesting stage. But that wasn't like the physical. That was like one of the less physical ones.
And par time on that 180 seconds, or were the par times pretty high for these?
I think they were all 160, 180,
Okay.
except for like one stage, and that was a par time of 16 minutes.
What?
Yes.
Okay. What was that one?
That was the damnedest one. That was, it wasn't, it was more endurance than physical. I don't know if it was both playing the same realm. Because okay, physical was the first stage.
Okay.
You run up, and then there's like a little hill that you got to like go up there with your rifle, set your rifle up, and then there's a steel 150-ish maybe. I don't remember exactly how far it was away. 150, 200 yards away. And then, so, you know, get your sight picture. Can you see the target? Yeah. Okay. That's it. Come down the hill. And then you start and you have to chuck a 50-pound kettlebell. I don't know, 20-ish feet, 25 feet. Like they had, you know, perimeter. Pick it up here. It has to make it across that line. Run up the hill, shoot your target, come down the hill. Okay. Now pick up this 80-pound bag, like a big ass medicine ball. Throw it over like this fucking what's that thing? The limbo bar, like a chest high limbo bar.
Oh, yeah.
Throw the bag over the limbo bar, go on the other side of it, pick it up, throw it over the limbo bar again, run up the hill, shoot your target, come back down the hill, pick up this 100-pound bag, run down to that cone and back, drop the ball, run back up the hill, shoot your target, keep going until you're 180 seconds.
And you just do that for 180 seconds?
This was a bonus stage. It was
okay.
every target you hit, every time you hit the target, that was 10 seconds off your total time throughout the whole event.
Gotcha.
So I did it 7 times.
And what did you any thoughts on bonus stage like that?
I didn't mind that.
Okay.
It was interesting. I mean, because by the 3rd time, like once you do those 3 things, and then you got to start all over again and keep doing them, you're getting kind of winded. Like I didn't run. I just kind of walked at a fast pace through it all because I didn't want to wind myself.
Did you leave your rifle up
on the hill?
Like the hill on the hill? Okay.
So that was like a rifle only stage. But the 18-minute one or 16-minute one, you get 4 magazines, 10 rounds each. Okay. 4 people start in this bay, and there's 4 VTACs.
Okay.
Past those VTACs, 25 yards away is an 8-inch piece of steel.
Okay.
So timer goes off. You put in your 10 rounds. You shoot behind the VTAC at the 10, you know, the 8-inch steel. 10 rounds. Every time you miss, that is 2 burpees. Okay. First time I missed twice, 4 burpees. And then
do they burpees? Do you have to jump?
No, but it was hands up. Like when you lay on the ground, hands off the ground and then up. No jump at the end of it. No jump up in the air.
Okay.
So you did your burpees, and then you take your pistol that's empty. You run a 1/4 mile and come back, and you do it 4 times.
And it was 16 minutes to do that.
Yeah.
Did you finish?
Yeah.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And my left shin was on fire.
And did you, so what was your kit that you were running for this? Like, what did you have on your person? Were you running a chest rig for this? Even though it was pistol only?
I had a chest rig, not a plate carrier. I had my Tango Tactical, just 3 magazine rig. Yeah.
And were you wearing that at all, or were you stripping gear Just like, hey, I'm running this as lean
I
as I
think
possibly can.
that match I took it off because I think that was our last. No, that wasn't our last stage. What the hell was my last stage? Wasn't that one? But I took it off for that because that one was only pistol, so I just kept my belt on me.
Okay. And then what were you shooting for your rifle?
The Krebs 23
Nice.
7.62.
Nice.
Yeah.
Any issue? What was the longest shot there? Any issues with the
400
7.62
yards.
39? Any issues with the by 39?
No, because I went the day before and really, tweaked it, sighted it in, and it was probably 2 to 3 inches high and 2 to 3 inches to the right when I went to the range, and I was like, "Ooh, how the hell that happened?" And I was like, "All right, we'll fix that." And so I fixed that the night before, and then the 400-yard range was you start off, run through this little building, and then they had like a tarp on some sticks, like you army crawl under it, right? So while you're army crawling, the left side of this little tunnel you're army crawling in has just got barrels laying down. But every little now and then there's like a gap in the barrels, and so you would like lay on your side and shoot your pistol at these steel targets off to the side. And then when you get to the end of your little crawl session, there's a steel silhouette at 100 yards, and you shoot that once with a pistol.
Did you get it?
Yeah, first shot blew my mind.
Yeah. Where were you holding for it?
I think I just aimed at its head, and I hit it, and I was like, no problem for me. One shot, let's go. Right? And then but after that, you go. They have like the stacked Conex boxes with like sniper little shoot spots. So then you run up there, and then there was a 100-yard target, 200, 300, 400, and then you just ding those, and then that was the stage. But I only made it to I got the 300, and then when I was aiming at 300, I was just like dot right above its head to hit the 300. But then when I got to the 4, that 7.62, oh, and plus this was Aurora Sportsman's Club, Paul.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been there. I don't know if you know this, but it is always windy as fuck there.
Yep. Especially springtime.
Stupid windy, dude. I don't know how we must have had high teens, low 20s winds, like just blowing in from the south. It was ridiculous. So at this stage, they were coming. The winds were blowing right to left.
Okay.
But anyways, I, just above the head, a little bit to the right, got the 300. And then when I got to the 4, I realized like I just went a little bit higher above the head, and I was hitting like dirt 10, 15 feet in front of it. And I was like, oh, we gotta climb a little bit on this bad boy. But by the time I got to where I was hitting to the side of it, I literally had that target, from what I could see of it, like in between my dot and my circle, like somewhat floating in the center there. And I was like, oh, that's quite a drop from 300 to 400. That's interesting. Plus the wind didn't help, and plus you're shooting down.
Yeah. And that's something that I don't think either of us. Well, maybe you could, because you've got access to that quarry, but that's not something that I could necessarily like practice.
Yeah.
Like that, what do they call it? Like oblique shooting or something like that, or high angle shooting.
Yeah.
Where it's just kind of like, hey, I have a 0, and then it's just if they throw this at me, we're gonna have to kind of learn it on the fly.
Yeah. And so I don't know. That's like the gist of it. I'm not gonna go too much into any more of the other stages, just because like I want to try to get the video out. But
and I mean, if people want to see more of it, they can go see it on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, I had the PDP, and I've set up this CZ that I have for like my backup 2-gun pistol, because like the last 2 years I've used this Walter and I've never brought a backup pistol.
Is that your Nocturne, the P09, or is this a new one?
The P10 comped. Because I'm like, I kind of like the way this shoots, and so I just brought that just in case. Didn't use it. That's just backup. I'm not going to switch up this year, because that PDP, I love that thing. And I felt really good with my pistol shots this year on that thing, because I was on the pistol stages, I was doing pretty damn good.
So I guess the real question now is, if they have this match again next year, would you do it?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, it's brutally physical. Like that medicine ball stage, the running stage, and then there was another stage where you start at one bay. I put the video up on my Instagram where the Unrivaled break was throwing handfuls of dirt in my face as I'm in like a little bunker. But that one was like you just shoot these steel with your rifle, but then you drop the rifle in a barrel and then you run like across the parking lot to another bay and then finish it all out with your pistol. That was not that physical, but still there was some, a good amount of running in it. But
Mhm.
the two I described right off the bat were definitely had to be the hardest ones. And it was challenging yet fun at the same time.
Okay.
But I
That
really
might-
enjoyed getting the 2-gun aspect in before KCON.
Yeah.
I feel, you don't want to go to
We're-
KCON like a 2-gun and be like, I haven't used this pistol that much. I
Yeah,
hope that everything works
yeah.
out. So
That's gonna
that was
be
nice.
that's gonna be me tomorrow. Well, honestly, it sounds like that was pretty good.
Yeah.
That might be something that I want to come down and hit. I
Oh,
know
it was good.
we know a couple of the guys that I think helped put that on. And they're all solid. So
Oh, yeah.
hearing that you had a good experience definitely makes me kind of want to go do that too.
Yeah, if you're in the Midwestern area and you feel like you could make the drive to the Aurora area and there's the Cornfield Crucible and you think your cardio is up to date, you think you can lift heavy shit and put it down and still make shots, sign up. I dare you. I think because they sent out the thing, they're talking about doing it again, just getting everybody's responses and shit. But it was
Mhm.
definitely, and they gave out some hardware at the end. First, second, third got trophies.
Nice. I
It was
like that.
nice. Yeah.
I like that.
It was a good event. I'll definitely go again.
So match that I'm shooting tomorrow, unless you got anything else. That
No. Let's hear it. I want to hear this.
Match I'm shooting tomorrow is a night match, 4 stages. It's a 2-gun PCSL scoring.
Nice.
I don't have night vision yet.
Okay.
So I bought night vision on Sunday night, and then I got laid off on Monday morning.
Yeah. I didn't know if you
Earlier
wanted to
this
talk
month.
about this. I'm sorry to
So-
hear that, Paul.
Hey, it happens.
After the chat, to pay your respects.
It
After the
happens.
chat.
I actually start my new job here in about a week or so. So I'm pretty excited for that. Thank you. But everybody was really cool because I literally I got home and I was like, I got to cancel a lot of orders
Yeah.
because I don't know how long this is going to last. And I don't really feel like spending this much money right now.
What'd you get? Oh, well, what did you get in return as far as your night vision? I'm not trying to open a wound.
But what do you
What'd
mean
order?
by what? Oh,
said
I
you
just got
ordered-
I got a PVS 14, but it was a pretty high FOM. Like I want to say it was almost 3,000 FOM.
Just
Um,
single fucking
Single tube. Yep,
Okay,
single
okay.
tube. And then I got some clicky caps for it, and then I got like the bridge mount. I literally ordered everything for this thing.
Nice.
And honestly, the people that I worked with, I actually kind of want to shout a couple of them out because I messaged them and I was like, hey, I don't know if you guys are actually going to believe me or not,
Yeah.
but I literally ordered this last night and I got laid off today. Can I please cancel this order? And everybody I dealt with was super cool.
Thank God.
So,
Can you imagine dealing with the business? Like, hey, I just spent $5,000.
yeah.
I don't have it. They'd be like, too bad. Orders went
Yeah.
through.
And so the company that I was going to order from, and they will be the company that I'm going to order from again. And they're not, again, this is not a sponsorship, but I really like to call out people that I've had good interactions
Oh,
with.
dude, I'll call out shitty interactions, but I love the good. I love calling out the good company.
But it was Nighthawk Vision Systems.
Okay.
I worked with a gentleman, I want to say his name was
Shout out to Nighthawk.
Nathan over there. And Nathan was just like, dude, I'm so sorry to hear that. Like, we do have a restocking fee. And I was like, man, I read through the fine print. I knew what I was getting into. Don't even worry about it. And he had that like refunded to me in, I want to say, less than 24 hours.
Nice.
Like, so it was just like completely kind of like done. And you're absolutely right. It was a huge purchase, at least for me. I'm kind of a small fish in a small pond when it comes to some of these monetary things, but made it painless. And, as I kind of move on to my next role here, I'm definitely going to be going back to them.
Hell
And
yeah.
I would like, I don't know everybody who's in the night vision space, but if it's anything like kind of what I've seen going on, like you got to do your due diligence, and there's definitely a lot of shysters that are out there, but they did me right.
Good.
So I
Glad
just
to
kind of
hear
wanted
that.
to call that out there.
I'm glad to
But
hear your bad situation ended out good.
yeah. And kind of onwards and upwards. I think that everybody kind of goes through these kind of temporary things.
Yeah.
And you just kind of got to keep moving forward. So not the end of the world when it came to that. But I was just really happy that a lot of the companies that I bought from were like, hey, we get it. We've all been there.
Right.
And they were able to kind of work with me on that one. But so tomorrow's going to be all white lights, and I have kind of my night vision carbine set up for that.
Okay.
So I kind of like to start with the optics.
There you go.
I've got a UH1 Gen 2.
Shout out to the Huey.
This is actually the rifle that I shot most recently in a Vortex Edge night vision class.
Okay.
So got a lot of time behind this. Some people will complain that there's a little bit of a blue tint, which makes passive aiming under night vision difficult for the Huey. I didn't have that experience, but everybody's eyes are different.
Right.
So if
some people eat carrots, some people don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I got that Bugs Bunny gene.
Dude,
in
I
me.
love carrots.
I do be chowing down. I like it in a cake. Prefer a carrot cake than say like a carrot mush. But hey, you got to get them any way that you can.
Yeah, dude.
But then I got the 3x magnifier kind of as a backup for it. There's a couple shots out to 200. One of the difficult things, I think, and I actually kind of stole this from Lemon Grenade, M26 Brad. I was looking at his setups, and he runs his magnifier super far back, and then he's actually got a pretty big gap in between his magnifiers and his red dots. And I was like, how does that work? Like, what's going on with that? And I played around with it a little bit, and I'm actually really liking it, especially for these micro magnifiers. Yeah, if you want to get your new opinion, go watch him. But
we'll have him on soon.
I really like kind of his setup, especially with these micro magnifiers where, like, because they don't have the long tube, you do have to get them pretty far back in order to get the correct eye box. And this setup just kind of seems to work. So I bumped this out. So even if I did want to run a tube or something like that, night vision, it's not really going to run into a problem. And then I have these. I've got one Unity mount, and then I've got a really old kind of riser mount that's on here that I'm running for that one. But this grip is Difrico.
Is that all FDE or not FDE? Is that green or is that?
This is FDE, yeah, but it's kind of 1,000 shades of FDE.
It always is. It always is.
Yeah, I've got a 6 hour. They're kind of like, it's not their best. I had to take a bunch of goon tape to make the stock rattling, but it does fold, which is pretty sick. I've got a Difrico grip on here. This is a Hammy Prince Magwell. Yeah, and I would say that if there's, what is it? It's like HCF Concepts or HRF Concepts that are out there where they have like $60 Magwells. Yeah. I would go with Hammy Prince over those. I think that the Hammy Prince is a little bit more uniform, and I don't get that lip in between the 3D print and then the metal Magwell. So I've really been digging this. And I think that if you're going to run night visions or set up a night vision gun, having the mag funnel helps. I don't think it's necessary, but it definitely helps. And then Difrico, kind of like, I think they call this like a claw grip or something up here. It's just kind of something to rest the back of my hand on. Right. This is a US night vision gear like lamb setup that's full power.
Is that the one you won at?
It is.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to be using it tomorrow. I might break out the Viz laser, but it's just on here because I have it zeroed. So I'm kind of not removing that, and I'm trying to get rid of the kind of restless gun syndrome. And then I have the Rain 3.0, which is a pretty bright light. I like it. I bought this specifically because Tommy had one, and when I was at Winter KCON 4 years ago, the light that I was running on my rifle, like literally, I'd never had a tool fail me, but this was literally like, you don't have the horsepower in terms of brightness in order to go out and see those targets.
Yeah,
so
that's what
I was
used.
Like, hey, I want to use this one.
Winter KCON 2 years ago, when me and you went. That's what I had on my KPYK.
I don't know if I would necessarily recommend this right now, but it works for me and I have it.
I say mine worked great. I love mine.
But I think that there's maybe potentially some problems with the company. Like, I don't know if they're necessarily like doing the best in terms of production. So I don't know what that is.
Little dirt.
But this one's definitely older. I have a stupid 3D printed flash hider on here.
Okay.
I got it for $5. I kind of don't care about them. Yeah.
Bargain.
It's kind of like the kill flash and everything like that on like your optics, and then like on here. The reason why I have this is if I'm shooting a night match or something like that, I like to have it on there in case like one of the buttons gets bumped.
Yeah.
I don't want to ND white light all over the place and ruin somebody else's time.
Gotcha.
And then up front, I've got the Tisha.
Oh yeah.
This continues to impress me as a suppressor. This is the Inconel version, which some people are like, are they making the Inconel version? Where is it? What's going on with this? It is a heavy little chode of a can that's out on the front of this. But from a flash suppression standpoint, and also like a like it's not dust, but just kind of like that haze that you kind of get, which you kind of only seem to run into at night. It just kind of like funnels that away from you. So I'm pretty impressed with that.
Paul, hold that up again. Let me see the full thing. The whole deal, the whole gun.
Oh, yeah. Here, let me see if I can back up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. That's kind of weird. It's kind of weird.
Wow, look at that.
It's kind of weird.
It's the same.
Yeah, same but different. Same but different.
But different.
But different.
Yeah.
That's funny because I'm waiting for the weather to quit being goofy, and I can't wait to make just a night vision only video of my little night vision setup.
Which somehow we've gotten to the same conclusion, I think, with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But one thing that I do want to call out that I really have been liking. So this is a spear, and it doesn't really have a great mounting solution up front for a sling.
Okay.
So I want to say this is like Reptilia or something like that, and it's an inline QD socket.
Oh.
And I didn't know if I was going to like it, but I figured, hey, I can try it out and we can talk about it. And if I hate it, I can kind of get rid of it.
Yeah.
Diefrico's also kind of coming out with one of their own. I love it. Like, it just positions the rifle a little bit better, like especially if I'm just like letting it hang in a class or something like that. And for, I want to say it was like $15, it doesn't take up that much space or rail estate, and it doesn't get in the way of my hand. Yeah. So like when I'm kind of like on the rifle in the position that I want to hold it onto, it's not like creating a line or anything like that when it comes to holding on to it. So I would definitely recommend that.
Yeah, not to take away from your thunder, Paul, but I have this Zeneco laser on here.
Yeah.
And I've got this IR light I'm not really that big of a fan of from well,
is it a Surefire like a Vampire or something like that?
I wish. Then I wouldn't be talking bad about it. I just wanted an IR light and I wanted it to be cheap. It's like,
so one of the problems, keep it holding it like exactly where you were holding it, like right there. One of the problems that kind of like SBRs and shorter rifles, and especially AKs have, is you just don't have that much rail estate.
Yeah,
like,
well, especially on this little buddy. This little KP9.
And like where your light is positioned there, that is so that's so hard because it's like, oh, I want to get up and I want to get on there.
Yeah,
but how do I get over that without having to have?
Well, that's what I was just doing.
Da Vinci hands.
Holding it like you have to hold around the light and have your hand on this hand stop here.
Yeah,
and then you can just push back if you want to hit the button, but you're back over the light. But I want to debating on selling this Zeneco laser. Debating. Okay. All right, debating. No hard decisions have been made yet. Big John's been talking about that SMS.
The SMS Trinity.
Yes.
So I will say, because he's not here to say it himself, that is the real deal.
I know.
So
all I've been reading is good things about it.
We shot a class with it.
Because I've got the older one, not the Trinity, but the one before it. Yep. And we were messing around with that at Slavfest. And the way he's describing the IR illuminator on the new Trinity one, I'm like, fuck, I need that.
And then the Hollow Sun.
But I mean, the Zeneco is just like,
it is a vibe.
Come on, dude. Come on.
You got to do something with that setup though, where you got to get like the light on the other side and then have like a tape switch or something.
That's what I'm saying.
On there,
but there's not room for tape switches, and
no.
I want to find an IR light that's smaller. Or Show had that one just on his helmet that like lit up an entire football field. It was so ridiculous.
There's that, but also if you go with the SMS Trinity, it comes with an IR illuminator already.
It's like a combo.
So I like the Trinity for me. Watching John run it, it was on another Sig Spear with
the thumb slide too.
It does, so then you can make it smaller or bigger.
Yeah.
But I would say that it's the real deal he's put a lot of rounds through it. We shot it in a pretty high, we'll call it a high intensity night vision class. I think the only thing that you might get with the Trinity is longevity might be an issue, but also for like $350,
That's not a bad deal at
who
all.
gives a shit?
I don't even want to
Like,
tell you what I paid for this damn
buy
Zeneca.
4 of them.
Yeah.
like by the time you get up to like a D ball or something like that,
Yeah.
like what everybody else is recommending, like you can buy a lot of those and say like, oh my gosh, they're not single use, but even if you only got like a couple of years out of it, I still
Yeah.
think that
Oh,
that's
easily.
pretty far, like smiles per mile.
Like I'm a guy who reads a million reviews before I make a purchase, and like in and out of the Reddit sphere, into the tactical subreddit, the night vision subreddit. There's like 3 different subreddits. That Trinity has been getting some serious praise. I think there was an issue with something with like the first batch that came out, and people are like, "I'm waiting for the 2.0 to come out." And I'm like, "Oh, is there one?" And everybody's like, "I don't know." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Well, what are we waiting for then?" But for $300, dude, I think I'm just gonna let that roll and try it out.
Do you care if like I don't really care what color the stuff on my gun is.
I'm kind of a snob.
Okay.
Like if all right, for instance, my gun is black. This is black. This is black. This is black. It's black.
Yeah.
If that Trinity, for some reason, if I found the FDE for $50 cheaper than the black one, I'd still buy the black one.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm an idiot. We'll chalk it up to that I'm just dumb.
I don't think that it's not dumb. It's just
It's
like
dumb.
you
It
want
is.
you want your stuff to look a certain way, and I do kind of get that. But like for me, like I have a gray grip on that SIG. Like none of
Yeah, but
none of
gray
the
and
stuff
black
that I
isn't
really
that isn't that bad. Black
Yeah.
and green isn't that bad.
Well,
know-
gray and tan, it does kind of stand out a little bit. But
yeah.
I also like that's at night. Who cares? Look at it under
Yeah.
IR. Or don't. I don't. It's not the end of the
Paul,
world.
we're an hour in.
Cool.
I got to show you something.
What do you got?
It is the 2026 shooting season.
Oh.
Check out the team AK all day shooting. This is yours. This
It
as you can see.
is.
Says
That's me.
rack right there. Got the Krebs. Got the
Damn.
Tela.
That's sick.
Got the AK all day down the shoulder or down the sleeve there. The 2026 AK all day shooting team jersey. What? What, dude? Forget about it. And check out. I got the hat.
Oh, those are snappy.
Special hats.
Those are
Can't just get
snazzy.
these hats anywhere, dude. You got to know people.
I don't even think Tela has their own merch, so I think you're
No, I got the okay to make it. I got the
You're
okay to go ahead and represent and
the merch meister.
drop the first line of Tele merch.
So
me.
I think I sold probably 5 or 6 of those sun shirts on this cruise that I was just on
There you
because
go,
I kind of live in those. And ever since,
dude. Ever since you put me on game on a sun shirt, like I got one. I think my
Yeah.
mom bought me one for Christmas just because I was throwing random shit in my Amazon pack, and I was like, "Ooh, a long sleeve hooded
and you
shirt,
don't want to be kind of the fat cholo at the pool who doesn't take his shirt off.
dude."
But at the same time, it's like I don't want my titties to burn.
Let's be honest. You go to a public pool. You go to any pool. You see a
Mhm.
guy with a shirt on. You know what he's trying to do. He's not fooling anybody. Man. It's because my son. I don't want to get burned. You know that you're embarrassed of them tits,
Yeah,
dude. You know
he's got some
It's-
big ass nips
But
underneath
no,
there.
but honestly, the long sleeve shirt. Like I wear long sleeves all day at work. Like
Mhm.
it could be 110 degrees. I still have to wear my long sleeve shirt. I have to wear my pants. I have to wear. You know, I get paid to sweat my ass off daily.
is that
and-
is that required PPE or is that
Yes.
okay?
Fire retardant, long sleeve, pants, shirt, all that fun shit. You know, the hotter the better.
Damn.
And it's like they're trying to make shirts that are lightweight, but like now they're getting better at it. Like the lightest weight you could get like 6-7 years ago was not that lightweight, and now like those sun shirts, I actually have a couple high vis ones that are maybe a bit heavier than that are considered FR, so that's nice. But you'd be amazed, like wearing a t-shirt all day in the sun, and your arms just start cooking.
Oh yeah.
You don't notice it until
Also,
like,
your neck gets torched too.
oh, forget about it, dude. My neck gets so bronzed by the end of
Yeah.
the summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, the hooded long sleeve sun shirt is a must for anybody who's shooting competition. Because let's be honest, out of the 6 competitions we shot last year. All right, let's break them all down. Let's start off at the beginning here. What was our first one last year? We'll say KCON. 40% shade. Right? There's some spots where you can find some shade. You're shade hunting. You're migrating towards shade.
Yeah.
All right.
Masters, there was like none.
Okay, none. Gunfighter, none really, unless you're in the canopy.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's wide open.
Even we brought a canopy with us to kind of like chill around the truck. And we probably had like 20 guys that were trying to pack in there for shade.
Yeah.
And just being able to throw that hood up kind of saved.
Oh, yeah. Mitten State, once again, you're hunting for shade.
Yeah, that's
a bit maybe more shady.
Maybe 1 or 2 stages has a lot, and we were able to camp out in one of their buildings too. For a while.
Let's see what else. Thunder, you're hunting nothing.
None.
Not a damn. Not a. You couldn't.
Thunder's like a true. Thunder's like a true 0% for sure.
Yeah. So like you think about it, you're out there how many hours for 1-2 days, sometimes 3, depending on what event you're going to.
Yeah.
By day 2 or 3, if you're just out there in the sun, dude, you're feeling it like on your first day off. You're aloing like crazy. You know, get the long sleeve hooded sun shirt. If you're a long sleeve hooded sun shirt person, hit me up in the chat because I respect you and we should hang out sometime with our hoods up.
So I'm probably going to I want to kind of start doing a couple of shorts, just doing some reviews for the channel here. And I just kind of got to get around to it. But a lot of people have asked like what I was running last year.
Right.
For some of like my preferred, we'll call it summer hoodies.
Paul wants to pull that up for me.
Oh, I think I got it right here.
Yeah.
So this is the Wetworks Summer Combat hoodie, and they also have one where now it's got a zip that goes down the middle of it.
Just the middle, like 4 inches of the chest, or
like all the way down.
I would say that's called a Henley, but if it goes all the way down, that's a full zip. Okay.
Let me see what they've got. Yeah. So I think this is a full zip here. But
those are like fishing net kind of. Like
it
breathes very nice.
And then if you have a moisture wicking shirt underneath this,
forget about it.
This is like the best combination that I think that I've found.
You were just wicking all day.
Especially because it's kind of made for, we'll call it tactical things, but it's like, hey, if you're out running a rifle or something like that, like this hood's big enough to go over a helmet. But it's almost see-through in a couple of ways.
Yeah. It's like a 1980s football
like a penny. You and the boys are playing
football and some guy's got the mesh shirt on. It's like very light beanbag material.
Oh, what's
potato sack?
What's that movie where Rudy, he plays a guy and he's like razzing his like brother's girlfriend or something like that, and he's wearing a penny like that?
Rudy?
I don't know if you know what it is. The actor who plays Rudy is doing it. But
you're thinking of 50 First Dates where he's the dude with the lisp?
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
On steroids. Yeah. That's what we're talking about.
But it
goes past the belly button. These go past the belly button.
Oh yeah. But if you're looking for something, they're kind of spendy.
A little bit. But Paul,
I don't.
What's the price of anti-sunburn worth to you?
And I honestly like
the price of not walking around miserable and being able to lay on your bed without going I
like it's hard for me to recommend something else than this. Like I have some North Face ones. Actually, the shooting team ones are really, really nice. You definitely don't skip out on those. But like if you're looking for something where it's kind of like, hey, I'm looking for that like next level treatment. Yeah. And I'm going to be shooting a lot of matches this year, and I kind of need some drip, flip, or skip. This is definitely a drip. I really, really like this. I would also say the quality of this is like above what I would be expecting. Like just the way that it's sewn, the way that it holds up. It's got a little bit of a stretch and give to it, and kind of the fabric material that it's made out of too is pretty pliable. Just machine washable, but I really, really like this.
I've seen it in person, and they look wonderful, Paul. Oh wait, hold on,
Oh,
hold on. Forgot what I'm doing here. There we go. Now we're both the same size. Yeah, but I'm excited. Like we got at least a good month till KCON, but I just like you got your first good competition out the way. I got a good
Mhm.
competition out the way. Now like competition fever starting. I'm like, hell yeah, that was fun. Let's get this going. Let's keep moving. Let's run. Let's go, baby. Let's get
do
it.
you still get the like jitters before your first stage?
Puh. Are you kidding me? All the time. I've even asked Clay about that. I've even because Clay's a man who's a little seasoned, and like Neil, I think I've even brought it up to Neil.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be lying, Neil. I'm not trying to act like we're best friends here if I'm wrong, but I think I've talked to like a few people about it. Like, man, I still get nervous at the end of every stage, and they're like, dude, when you don't get nervous, it's like if you don't get nervous, it's like you like to the point to where like you're not really caring. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
you're not caring. I'm sure that I'm very far off from what they told me, but like honestly, like if you go to a stage and you're just kind of like, whatever, we're here. Like, do you even care? Like you should be nervous. Like, all right, dude, this is it. We're starting it off. Let's go. Let's go. It's like it's like you're the guy on the mound and you're throwing the first pitch. And I'm not talking celebrity first pitch. Like you got to make this one count.
The true first pitch.
Yeah, the true first pitch. You don't want to throw that first pitch and dude just nails a home run right off the bat. You want to get a good strike. You want it to go good. So there's some nerves there. There's some nerves there.
I get a little bit.
I don't get as much as I
So-
used to, but I still
Yes.
do. But
From-
after that first stage, I'm good.
So for this last match in Minnesota, I was really like, you don't want to start out in the hole, meaning you don't want to have a dumpster fire in the first stage.
Right.
But I
Okay,
also
look, here's another one. You're at this first competition. Roll call. All right, everybody's here. Okay, shooting order. Paul. First we got Paul. Do you love that? Being the first guy on the first stage? That's happened to me twice, and it's the worst. At least let me go second. Like at this when I was not two, I was second on the first stage, first on the second stage. But like at least let me watch one person before I go. That's all I ask. Just let me watch one guy run through it. I hate being the first.
So first on the first stage, I don't really mind
Really?
because the first stage,
You gotta set the tone.
yeah, but the first stage is normally going to be something where I probably walked it a little bit more than all the other stages.
Okay.
Like beforehand, like if I'm showing up at a match and they're allowing you to like walk the stage, some places don't let you do that. I'm just going to go to the first bay and I'm just going to walk around it.
Yeah.
Only because I know that I'm going to be doing that in like
Oh.
an hour or two.
Side note.
Yeah.
Okay. The Cornfield Crucible match I just went to. This is something I have complained about shooting here. And they changed the rules for one thing that I was very happy they changed the rules on here. Whatever rifle you start with,
Mm-hmm.
that is what you shoot the whole competition. And I was like, thank God. Because I've been to a couple.
you guys were talking about that in the chat, and everybody was like, "Yeah, no, you can shoot like multiple guns,
Nope.
depending on the stage.
Nope.
You only got one.
One. What you start with is what you do the whole stage with. And there's no tripods, no bipods, no sandbags, none of that shit. And I was like, good. Because I've been to a few things in there where I've seen people, oh, this is a 50-yard bay. I'm bringing, something short and something fast.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing 200 plus. But let me get my 8X scope out on this one. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Like, no, I don't like that. You bring what you brought. And
it's almost
that's what
like
you're using.
It's almost like golfing in a way,
Yeah.
where it's just like, oh, I'm going to dip into the bag and I'm going to, bring out what's best for
Well,
whatever
golf is
situation.
different. I don't expect you to use a driver if you're caught in the sand.
Well, 100%. But some of the most fun I've ever had on a golf course is just like you get one club.
Oh, interesting.
So it's like, okay, how do you
You a
putt with a
5-iron?
9-iron? I'm a 9-iron guy because
Yeah.
I'm not very good at golf, and that's kind of the wedge of
I am
the
terrible.
whinge.
I am terrible at golf. My
Um,
short game, I can chip, I can putt.
Yeah.
Driving, not my deal.
Well, so let's get back to shooting for just one second
Yeah.
before I get into a tiger analogy here. I do like that too, but like first stage of the day going first, I probably walk that stage the most if they allow
Yeah.
you to walk it. And actually, for this Minnesota match, they came out with a match book, and everybody was going. We got in the pit, which is kind of our shooting Discord channel, and we literally just like mocked out every one of the stages based off of like what designs were there, and then I printed them all off because I'm stupid that way. And literally, we just went to each one. It was just kind of like, okay, here's what we planned. Does that work now in the real world?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, oh, I got to hunt around for targets. It was like, okay, I know that these are over here, and I was thinking I was going to take these here. What's changed essentially between where they were planning and what was set up? So that was pretty in general. I would say like I don't have.
So
a
wait a
problem
minute. They
going
gave
first
you the
on first
stage plan before you got there?
Yeah,
I don't
they
like
gave you
that.
the match book first.
Aurora Sportsman does that. Like if there's a competition Saturday, they'll like come out with the shit Wednesday, Thursday. Like here's the 5 stages, and I'm like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I like as much as a surprise as everybody. Like I want everybody to see it when I see it.
So at this Aurora match, did they allow coaching? Like, did they help you? Like wind calls or anything like that? Or
On
were
that
they
400
really
stage,
tight-lipped?
yeah. Everything else was kind of like figure it out. There was nothing really that bad. I
Okay.
mean, I guess at 200 they were watching it and being like, yeah, you're off to the left.
I really like shooting matches more where you can, if you've got a good squad, like, and they can kind of like call corrections or say like, hey, you forgot a target or something like that.
Yeah.
I really do kind of dislike the like, hey, we're not going to help you. We're not going to call anything, even like as an RO.
Yeah.
Um,
I think like if I'm blasting 9 shots off to the left, tell me I'm hitting to the left.
yeah, I don't like correct maybe like my first or second shot, but
Yeah.
like after like 3 or 4, like let's keep some things moving.
Yeah.
Also, I just kind of like to have a little bit more of a camaraderie based atmosphere rather than like a like I've gone to some USPSA matches where I see somebody that's really good. I was like, hey man, I'm thinking about shooting this stage this way. Any advice? And he holds up his hand. He's like,
Oh,
I will
yeah.
tell you after we have both shot. And
Yeah.
it's like, cool.
That
I
doesn't
really
help
don't
me.
want to do this anymore.
Yeah, right. Some of the people get crazy.
Yeah. Oh, there was something I wanted to add. Did you go see Project Hail Mary yet?
No, I have not.
Dude, I saw it.
I haven't seen a movie in a while.
I saw it in theaters and it was fantastic.
That's what you told me.
I would definitely but it is a big screen popcorn movie. Like
I
you
love
got to go
those.
see it. Yeah. I saw the animated movie Hoppers on the cruise.
Okay.
It's like Avatar but with cute little beavers. I thought that
Oh.
was fun. That was
Interesting.
yeah. It was a animated little kind of cutesy little movie that I really liked. And then there's a new TV show that's out there, which is I love like private investigator TV shows, like Magnum PI.
Columbo.
Big fan.
Love
Big
Columbo.
fan. Ironside,
Love Columbo.
like Kojak, like all of those types of shows.
You know,
Magnum
I like-
PI was probably my favorite though.
This guy wasn't a private investigator. He's more of a lawyer, but I love a good Perry Mason episode.
Did you
I'm
watch
talking the original.
Did you watch the new one, the
No.
new seasons? I loved the new seasons.
No.
I was so sad when they canceled that one. But the original Perry Mason, where he's just berating the person on the stand,
Yeah,
and then he
dude.
gets them to confess. Big fan of those.
Dude, you know what I got into? Like, especially when I'm on these long drives, I found a Spotify channel of old timey radio. And it's called Suspense Radio.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I don't know what it is about that shit, but I love it.
I got in trouble a couple of times when I was listening to some of those where then I missed my exit.
Yeah.
Because I'm like hallucinating, like essentially the
Dude,
murder in front
I
of me.
got hooked on it because it would come on like a radio channel like at 2 a.m. when I'm working overnight, and I would just
Yep.
listen to it thinking it was so corny and funny because
we
like
had
the
that-
footsteps is somebody.
Yep. We
sitting
had
there,
that
yeah.
up here from public broadcasting would have a lot of those on
Dude,
when I was working overnight.
I love it. There's this one I watch where this dude meets up with his buddy. This is so stupid. Like this dude's in a cafe, meets up with his old buddy, like, oh hey Joe, hey Mike, how you doing? You know, and
Yeah.
it's like, hey, I got an idea. You know, how's things going? You know, it could be a little better with the family and with the money and everything, but you know, we're getting by. And he's like, oh, I got a plan. You hit me with your car, see? And then I act like I'm injured. And then we sue the insurance company. And then we split it 50-50. It makes sense, right? And he's like, oh, I don't know. But then, like, dude, I mean, you could tell this was like made in the 50s because, like, dude goes through with it, sees his buddy walking across the street, hits his buddy with his car, and his buddy's like, oh, somebody's like, you should go to the hospital, and his buddy's like, no, I'm good, I'm not going to the hospital. And then like this dude's like later on, it goes to the dude all nervous, I haven't talked to Joe in a couple of days, I hope everything's fine, we gotta go to court soon, and I haven't talked to Joe. But then like the dude's wife like answers the phone when the insurance company calls, and the dude like freaks out and slaps his wife. And he's like, I told you not to answer the phone, see? And I was like, oh wow, this was just accepted back then. Okay. And she's like, I'm sorry. And he's like, yeah, you should be, I was like, okay. But like, long story short, the whole thing, like he's in court sweating it because his buddy didn't show up to this court hearing. And then he's like, Judge, this lawyer's like, Judge, I have an announcement. And the judge is like, what's going on? He's like, this turned into an insurance case to a case of murder. And I was like, whoa, what? And he's like, he hit my client, and my client is now dead. He had a brain tumor. And I was like, whoa, what happened? But it's just dumb shit like that just interests me, and I don't know why.
But that's like an actual twist.
Yeah.
And
then
they
all are like that.
And then because that'll be like
and it leaves you in suspense.
It'll be like the second act twist, and then the third act twist will be like that guy goes to prison, but then he finds out his buddy's alive.
Yeah, and he took all the insurance money.
Yes.
Yeah,
dude. Faked his death, and he got all this. So now it's like what is it? Is it Cape Fear? Where where Robert De Niro comes out and he starts harassing those the couple, and then it turns into the third act where he's trying to break out, and then what is that? It's by Dumas. It's not A Cask of Amontillado. The Count of Monte Cristo.
Okay.
Like all of these stories are just kind of like based on one another, but the Count of Monte Cristo is like he goes away to prison essentially for the same thing, and his buddies dies, and then he has to break out essentially to come back.
Yeah.
But the PI show that I've really, really, really been liking recently is, I think it's on Hulu. It's called RJ Decker, and he is a PI in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and it's just kind of funny, like kind of like mass market, like BS whatever. But I don't know. He drives around in a cool car, and he gets to wear Hawaiian shirts all day, which is kind of
that's my buddy. We're all over the place, but this is what we do here. Speaking of Hawaiian shirts, my buddy, we'll call him Steve. May or may not be his real name, but his dad retired a while ago, and every time I see his dad, it don't matter what time of the year it is, what the weather is like, his dad's wearing sandals, cargo shorts, and a Hawaiian shirt.
That man is,
and I'm like, I want that life.
Yeah.
And he's got a huge RV, and him and his mom, like they just travel all year long. they just go places. And I'm like, dude, that must be nice.
So I don't know if it's a power move or not. The guy who's so fat that his shirt kind of hits like the 90 degree off his belly, and then it's a button down shirt, and he can't really tuck it in. So then it just like hangs like a curtain over the front of him.
Yeah.
A lot of that on the cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a lot of t-shirt, like take your shirt off, spin it over your head type of a thing.
Oh, Petey Pablo.
There's a little Petey Pablo. There's some of this. There's some of it going around.
Twist it like a helicopter. Spin around your head like a helicopter.
Yes, because there's the song "Helicopter," Travis Scott right now. Yeah. But then there's also a Future song where he talks about spinning it around there. I don't know if that's a pro fat guy move where it's just like, hey, if you gotta get things like
free drinks and you go for it,
Yeah, but if you got things like jiggling, like get it in motion.
When you're on a cruise ship,
the best way to get that in motion is really start whipping that thing.
You got to use the gravity to keep it going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you can't use too much.
If we're talking about our favorite TV shows here, we're gonna knock this in the butt here a little bit. But I have found a show on Amazon. It is called The Company Retreat or something.
Okay.
Everybody in this show is an actor except one guy.
Oh, so it's this version. It's this year's like The Jury, because they did one where like it was like a jury selection essentially.
Really?
And then one guy.
Yeah, it's like one dude gets hired as a temp in like an agency to the small company who makes hot sauce. And then like they go on this company retreat, and like shit just starts getting weird. And this dude's like, man, I just got hired here. I don't know what's wrong with these people. But it's on Amazon. I think there's like 10 episodes, and I haven't watched the last 2 episodes, but it has been pretty funny so far. This has been Jamie and Paul's watch this or listen to this reviews. So yeah, if you're on a long road trip and you like old timey shit, look for the Suspense channel on Spotify. Or Paul likes watching, what was your name of your Magnum PI show?
Oh, RJ Decker.
RJ Decker. or you check out The Retreat on Amazon.
Do you one other? So I think we should cover all the corners of culture now.
Yeah.
Just quick. Music wise,
Okay.
do you just listen to the same music all the time?
Why?
Because I've found myself in a bit of a rut recently, where it's like, yeah, I kind of have like the same playlist, and it's not really like growing. I want to
Yes,
find
I
new
do. I'm
stuff, but
stuck. I'm stuck in my era.
Yeah, but Spotify makes it so hard to even find like
No,
different
because
music.
Spotify, like I have my liked songs, which is
Yep.
just shit. I hit the button, and then I have my gym playlist, right? And I've got like a couple different weird playlists.
Mhm.
But they have the repeat button, and then if you
Mhm.
push it again, it's like a repeat with a little star, a couple
Yeah,
stars by it.
the smart shuffle.
Yeah, and then it plays stuff related to.
But even
what you
all
listen to.
but it only plays stuff that's related to it, but it's always the same stuff.
I don't know. I found some new stuff from that.
You see, I
Not
just
a lot,
haven't.
but very little.
Yeah, I just haven't. Like maybe
then,
like
like-
one or two songs, which is like a deep cut on like the same album.
Yeah, but like
But-
I was listening to this one in my gym playlist the other day, and for the longest time, I thought it was a fucking Slipknot song, and it turned out to be "Slaughter to Prevail," and that just blew my mind. But I found a couple good bangers for the smart shuffle, and
Okay.
like you got to make sure you follow people.
Like
Like
artists.
if you like a band, you follow them because it'll like show up in your queues later. Like, hey, you followed these bands. Have you
They're a
heard
lot
of
like
these
this.
guys? Yeah,
Because I'm just kind of asking everybody.
and make sure that you follow the Shooter Are You Ready podcast.
you should, because then you
While
can
we're
get
there.
other podcasts.
You get updates on new
Yes.
episodes, and you leave comments, and I will comment you back because I am a child of divorce. I love attention.
Got
I'm
nothing
very-
else going on.
Sometimes I feel really bad because like my phone will go off and it'll be like so and so just commented on your YouTube video, and I'll like instantly reply. Like I would say 80% of people who comment on anything, they get like a reply within the first 10 minutes from me. I'm like, do I seem weird when I reply that fast?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought
It
so.
makes it sound like it makes you feel like you don't put your phone down.
Yeah.
I sometimes will do that where somebody will text me and I'm looking at my phone at that time and I was like, I won't respond right away. I'm gonna give this a couple of minutes. So then
You
it
got
makes
an
it look
Android or
like
an iPhone?
I've got something else going on here. I have an Android.
So do you do like the reply and then you hold the send button and tell it to send it in 10 minutes, not instantly?
You can. I believe we just learned something new today on this.
Yeah, go ahead.
podcast.
Go
Hold
to
on a
text
second.
me, and then instead of just
Yeah.
tapping the send button, hold it down, and it'll say, "What time do you want to send this?"
Okay, I'm sending it. Holding. Schedule send.
There you go, buddy.
Tomorrow at 8 a.m., tomorrow at 1 p.m., or pick a date and time.
Yeah. That way, like when you see like reminders, like when your mom's like, "Don't forget your aunt's birthday is Thursday," and you're like, "Yeah." So you hurry up and text her, and you set that thing for
This has
Thursday.
literally changed my life.
Yeah, bro.
Like, you could use this to be very manipulative.
I don't think many people at work listen to this, but I'll like do it like for work. Be like, hey, just so you know, this and this and this, and then I'll like schedule it for like the next day because I don't want to tell them right then and there.
Well, like, okay, let's say that you decided to play Little Hooky the next day at work.
Yeah.
I'm going to schedule a send of a text message to say, hey, can't come into work today. I'm throwing up.
Yeah.
5:45 a.m. Because
Yeah,
then I
100%.
don't have to get up and do. Oh, okay. This is a
Well, see,
problem.
I work with
This
a
is
bunch of
problem.
goose steppers who like if you call in too much, like we get so many times we can call in per calendar, not calendar year. Wait, all right, calendar year is January to January, right? Fiscal year is like
in fiscal year can be kind of like different. Yeah.
yeah, so like it
Yep.
could go from like March to March, like
Yep.
a fiscal. Okay,
Yep.
so like I can call in 3 times a year, right?
Okay.
But like it starts from like the first time you've ever called in is when your calendar starts. And I don't remember
Okay.
the first time I ever called in, like 8 years ago, 7 years ago, whatever it is. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
But like if you call in too much, like you'll call in, oh, I'm sick, because you got to call like this 800 number. What's your employee ID? Oh, this.
Mhm.
Who's your supervisor? Okay, we'll let them know. And then 5 to 15 minutes later, that supervisor could just call you like, go to the clinic. And you're like, what? And they're like, we don't believe you go to the clinic. You're like, we want proof that you're sick and you're
Do
not.
they have a
allowed to
clinic
call
that
for
you have to go
Yeah,
to?
they'll tell you go to this clinic. They'll give you the address and everything, and they set you up there and everything. But then
Jeez.
like you can fight that and be like, I'm going to my doctor. Fuck what
Mhm.
your clinic says. My doctor's going to tell you I'm sick. So I've never been sent to the clinic because I'm not that bad of a call-in guy. Like I called in once last year from January to January. And so
Yeah.
I called in this January. I was sick. Just make that clear. I was sick. But yeah, so it's some people I know get sent to the clinic quite a bit.
I just kind of don't get sick.
I don't. I mean, when I do, I am like,
Yeah.
I woke up and I'm a little chesty, congestion. I got sniffles. I'll still go to work. But like when I'm sick, like I am down. Like I
Yeah.
don't move.
I think the thing that really takes me out is if I'm throwing up,
I haven't done that in
because
a
there's
long
nothing you
time.
can do.
Unless I like ate bad food. But like I get sick to where it's like sinus, like just body ache, like sick.
Oh yeah, but it's different for me too because I work at like since COVID.
Yeah.
I really do think that like, okay, now we kind of discovered that a lot of people kind of have bullshit jobs, number one, but number two, a lot of people's jobs they can do at
Yeah.
home.
Right.
And I really just think like, hey, you can be respectful to people where it's just like, oh, I'm hacking, I'm coughing, kind of doing all this kind of stuff, but you're probably still good enough to like work.
Yeah, you're still gonna have
Like,
to log on your computer.
yeah, just like log in from
Yeah.
home.
But yeah, I don't know. But like when I get sick, dude, I'm like calling my mom. This is the one that's gonna take me.
This is it.
You know.
I'm
Well,
telling
like
Elizabeth.
I've got like a bitch ass immune system because like I've had my cancer
right.
surgeries years ago, and so like they ripped out like a majority of my lymph nodes, so I don't have like a good sick filtering system inside me.
Mhm.
So like I said, when I go down, I go down.
Jeez.
What?
Well,
Not like that.
no,
Oh.
but that's you went there. I didn't go there. You went there,
Okay.
and now you brought me
I'm
with
talking
you.
about the sickness.
We're walking away. We're walking away.
Anyways, this
but-
weather is crazy.
Oh wow! Show me massive boobs.
Yeah, right.
Okay, last one, and we'll leave this as a question for people who stuck around.
Hell
if
yeah.
you could go on any TV game show,
Oh.
what TV game show would you go on?
All right, are we answering this? Or you, Paul. Hit us with your what game show would you like to be a guest on?
I think that I'd have to go with Jeopardy.
Oh.
Only because I really do like Jeopardy.
I love
don't
Jeopardy,
think-
and I don't think I'd be good at it, but
I don't
love
think
it.
that I would win or be
Yeah.
good at it, because the second like I'd hit the buzzer and they go, and Paul, I would go like,
what do they have? 8 categories?
is it 6 across the top?
Is it
2
6 or
rounds
8?
with the daily double?
Whatever it is, I'm usually good like all day. Like the whole episode, I'm usually good for 1 or 2.
Well, and I think
Sometimes 3 if it's a spicy one.
Okay, I was right. It was 6. So I think they do that specifically where they'll kind of poll the 3 people who are the contestants
Yeah.
and see what they're good at.
Okay. Oh,
And
okay.
then kind of like where
Because
they
you don't want to make a
overlap.
lemon of a show.
Well, so one time they did do that because they had one column that was sports, and it was a whole bunch of nerds up there, and they
Dude,
literally
oh,
just went
shit.
through the column and nobody chimed in.
Yeah, I think I would love to be. Now, see, my old lady, she is awesome at the wheel. I'm not that good.
I'm impressed by people who are good at the wheel.
Dude, she is amazing. Like she
mom's
could
really
have
good at the wheel
all the
too,
white
yeah.
spots and like the letter like A.
Yeah.
And she would like the bicentennial something something something, and I'm like, what? And then like it all pulls up, and I'm like, how in the hell did you like? I need like 2 blank spaces left, and I might get it. Like I'm a win lose or draw kind of guy. Not win lose or draw. Press your luck with the little things that walk around the bottom of the screen. The whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop. That's my jam.
That's not still on, is it?
Yeah, it is. I think they redid it now.
Oh, interesting. Is that the one where the guy figured out that you could time it by like
Yeah.
slowing down? On
Yeah, he waited
okay.
until like the left corner would blink, and then he would hit the buzzer. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Let me share my screen again here quick, and let me see if you can get this wheel watcher one here.
Are we gonna play the wheel next episode?
We can.
Side
We
note,
c-
if you're still here, we have some amazing guests lined up this month. I don't want to talk about this one or this one or this one. We have some amazing guests. Believe me, I'm not going to tell you who they are. You're going to have to tune in, but I am pretty excited about a couple of them. I'm pretty excited about everybody that actually agrees to do this, honestly. But some of these guests, I'm just still amazed. They were like, "Yeah, we'll do it," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
All right. What do we think that this one is?
What?
What do we think that this one is?
Luck. I don't know. I don't
what?
know.
So what do you think it? What do you
I'm
think
not
it could be?
touching that. I'm not touching that.
Okay, well, it's luck be in the air tonight, but
Yeah.
if you're
Sure.
just listening to us, it looks like it could read "fuck me in the ass tonight."
Whoa! All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Good God, way to end it. My name is Midwest Savage. This is my buddy Paul, as always, and we appreciate you wholeheartedly for listening and or watching. Please hit us up on the YouTube and or the Spotify, and keep a lookout for when we might go live every now and then, just to keep it spicy. So follow us on the YouTube. You know, ring the little bell thing. That way you get notified, or make sure you're following us on the Instagram. But we love you, and I appreciate you, and I know Paul does. And like I said, we got some really fire guests coming up, so pay attention.
Banger after banger after banger.
We got
after banger.
some pretty solid shit
Some
coming up.
heavy
It's gonna be
hitters.
interesting.
Some
It's gonna
heavy
be
hitters.
interesting.
It's gonna be fun.
All right,
You're gonna want to
well,
be around for it, people.
yeah. So tell your friend about it and let them
Tell
know.
hold on. Tell a friend.
Tell a homie. Tell
a
a ammo.
Ammo.
It's what's the line I came up with?
It's reliable,
reliable, affordable, and available.
and available. Yeah.
Boom.
Save some green by shooting some green.
There you go. Tell it, baby. We love you. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye. And I have an outro I need to play. And
Hit the
I'm not
button.
queued
Hit the
up for
button.
that.
Shooter ready.
Yep.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
Shooter ready.
Stand by.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by.